evening, everyone. I am the IntrepidDM, and we are going to play some Baldur's Gate and drink some mead. So, the last time we left off, let's get in here. I believe we escaped the Mind Flayer's grasp and got out of the ship. I did die once. That was great, you know. So, cheers to that. Alright, let's get back on this. Hopefully everyone's been having a great week. It's been pretty interesting for me. Been planning some new stuff, some new content for various channels I run. My campaign that I run on every other Tuesday, called The Shattered Bonds, has been posted up to my YouTube channel. The link is down below. Take a look at it. It's a fun time. I really want to thank my players. They're great guys and gals. So it looks like we made our way to the ruins, and I do have a full party. I had forgotten about that. That's pretty good. Means I shouldn't hopefully die as quickly this time. So let's see what we got here. Rope, torch, dagger, thieves' tools, and rum. Take all of it. A potato. Take the potato. Let's highlight some stuff, see if there's anything around. So I got the ornate door unlocked the last time we were here. I am playing a dwarf, and if you can't tell, I'm rocking this pretty nice beard here. And dwarf is actually one of my favorite races. So let's go in the door, see what happens. All right, there was a trap here that I set off, and I got pretty hurt the last time. And I don't... Let's check our inventory here. Did I have any thieves' tools? I have no trap kits. Okay. So, no trap kits. Well, how do we get a... Okay, everyone went around it. Looter's trunk.
I feel a presence here. A power. The patron god of this place?
Ooh.
Whoever that even is. No intact symbols here, no dedications, nothing.
There's a lot of stuff to loot here. And I am generally a hoarder when it comes to this stuff. I like to loot everything, sell everything. Much like in my D&D games, I'm very affluent when I go through and take notes and whatnot. Ooh. So we got a book here. The sun has just fallen below the horizon when I first heard its call. 1,000 reed pipes at once, whistling a single, beautiful, terrible song. Ulu Thalong, said Jah. It's coming. Jah dropped her pack and scurried up the nearest bitter. With a bit more effort, I climbed a tree of my own, and the two of us surveyed the grassy ground beneath. Awoo! There it goes again, above and beneath and all around. So close my skull vibrated from the sound. The ferns and foliage under me rippled and swayed. Jah held a finger to her lips to demand my silence, and in one motion, it snatched her. A vine? A tentacle? It hardly mattered. The hunter had found its prey. Jah's screams swelled, then faded, as Ulu Thalong dragged her away. I leapt down to give chase, but the creature left no mark behind. The grasses untrampled, the shrubs unbroken. I had only the memory of that harrowing call to guide me. Ooh. I wonder, was it an assassin vine? Maybe a shambling mountain. That's pretty vague. And there's not a lot of plant-type monsters out there. At least none that I can think of off the top of my head. Candles. Books. 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 So one thing I love about playing games like this is the background history you can get from a lot of this stuff.
Indecipherable text covers the plaque.
It really helps to build a very fulfilling world that you yourself can put forward for your players. More candles. And I know I've said it before, but the best thing... Ooh, is that someone right there? Yes, it is. Let's skim up. Oh, they're just waiting. They are just waiting. So what we are going to do is turn turn-based mode on. We're gonna put the cleric here. Ooh. Hold on. Okay. So now Astarion is in the group. We have... Whose turn is it? Torga? Get up behind the corner. Threatened. Okay. First thing we're gonna do is throw down a bless. Maybe not. We are going to let's throw Bane down. Targets are out of sight. Wow. Really limits your actions. Okay. Well, he's gonna hold then. Okay. Let's see. What can you do? Charm. And it saves. That's not good. We're gonna at least base. Applied basic poison. Oh, what? This... Oh, no. That's... Okay. So... Let's Healing Word on Gale. Let's get Gale back up. Okay. And then... We will... natural 20 crit. Let's see. So just wrecked his face, I believe. That would be his turn. It is then Astarion. We're going to swap to range. Drop him quick. We're going to hide. Move over to here. I don't think that held. Gale, what are you gonna do, Gale? I believe you're gonna move over to here and get out of sight. And then I'm gonna hide. Tag him. Oof. Godfrey goes in. We'll use Shocking Grasp on my character. She will. Nobody is super hurt. Let's leave them good. Yeah, let's get on and Hasid and... Oh! Nat 20 again! That is some good critical hits. Wow. Alright. That really inspires me. Yeah, let's do this. Oh. Again at Gale. Run back. Oh, he's getting friends. Okay. Well. I feel like Gale. Wow. No matter how he moves, he's gonna get caught here. I feel like he should firebolt. They have such a long range. Throw up that health potion. We're gonna throw a health potion on me. That takes my bonus action. Gonna get out of sight here. Gonna Nat 20 again. Jeez, man. These critical hits are just coming right now. I wish I had this luck at the table. Astarion, he's gonna swap to a dagger. He's gonna... Oh no, he's not gonna use that. He is flanking. He's gonna go for the sneak attack. Yeah. Let's get him over here and swap to a bow this time. Whoa! What was that? Let's throw might not be a lot, but it might save me from at least, you know, getting one-shotted. It's a lot of damage. And then we're gonna have to... Oh, jump is a bonus action? Ugh. Oh yeah, and I used my bonus action. Dang. And saved. Well... Get around that fire as best we can. So, the good thing about this game, again, I specify as it helps with DMing, that you learn a lot of the mechanics for DMing as well. Bonus actions, reactions, attack phase, and move actions. And the rules have been pretty spot on here. Rogues suck, honestly. Ooh, got Gale. And missed. These ranged attacks are just pelting me. Let's move up. We're gonna throw a sleep spell. Both of them asleep. Bam! Sleep at low levels is amazing, by the way. So is color spray, as it can blind a target. We're gonna throw a potion up quick. Heal up some there. Try and down. Oh, man. Well, I was bound to with, what, 3 20s in a row? Let's go for range sneak attack. And dead. Let's go up to here and hide. That's their turn. We'll move up. Let's drop a... Oh, I don't have cure wounds. Let's do a dash action then. At least get her through the door. So I have them targeted. Yes. Let's get Gale up here. Gale will... Makes me really iffy if I'm actually going to have more people just jump into the fray here. So I think I should just go better off with throwing a firebolt at him. That's a little bit of damage. And then let's go as far around here as I can get. Save some spells by Sacred Flaming. Oh, that was weak sauce. Come on. Wonder how long that hit lasts. Gale next turn I think is gonna Flaming Hands them. Burning Hands. Saved. Let's go. Oh, I know. Stealth up. Not that I need to. Sneak attack. Oh my gosh. Natural 20 on a freaking sneak attack. That is damage right there. Wow. Whew. All my guys are actually at about half hit points, so the fact that Shadowheart is tanking really helps. Oh no! Torga's up. Oh, Gale, no. Gale will. Gale will throw a firebolt over at Torga. Oh, I should have oil barreled that stuff. Oh well. Should I potion or... Nope, I'm not going to potion. I'm going to... Sacred Flame. Let's throw it at Barton. That's right. And then move towards Torga. 60% chance of hit. Yeah, let's go for it. Oh, well, at least he's just not going to be aiming like that. We will switch to range. That was decent damage. Okay. Human Bandit's a very low level, very deadly. 5th edition, you know, a lot of creatures have a lot more hit point, and it's to help out with the action economy that you have. The action economy, you know, obviously you're going to have often a party of 4 to 6 players, and if you have a CR, say half, right, you need 2 of those to equal a CR1 encounter, which is supposed to be 4 players, and then you have to scale up depending. And even then, a nice trick you can do is if you know that the PCs are gonna just fly through this, there is a 4th edition rule called minions, and what minions will do is minions will another critical hit. Wow, man. Minions, what you do is you can throw more encounter at them. They will do set amount of dice. So say your normal villains, say you have a CR3 ogre, and the ogre's you know, to hit does 2d6 plus 5, right? Well, the minion, each minion only has 1 hit point, so you can throw 8 goblins in there. They have the standard to hit, but they don't roll dice for damage. What you'll do is, okay, a standard minion, if it hits, it'll just do 3 points of damage. That way, the minions don't max damage for having that many. They don't max damage like, say, 9 points of damage on a short bow. They do 3 points, period. They only have 1 hit point, so if the players hit them, they die. Now, the benefit to that is if you're rolling, say, Burning Hands like Gale has here that I haven't used yet, the benefit is that if they succeed a saving throw and just instead of just killing them, you can say they take damage, but they don't, you know. They effectively have evasion. But if they get hit by a normal attack, you know, oh, it took 6 points, that's good enough to drop it. It's not quite fudging the rolls, but at the same time, it provides those bigger, more exhilarating combats that a player might want. Without, you know, going overboard and creating an encounter that could just flat out kill your players. You don't want to do that, honestly. Most people, you know, there are those stereotypical DMs who might feel like they need to do DM versus player, but wow. Flailing around. But if you do that, if you do player versus DM, it can really suck the fun out for players, because obviously the DM knows what's going to go on. They can power play around what the players are doing, and then that's not right. The goal of D&D is to create a story upon which everyone is having fun, and that's really what you want to accomplish, period. You want to accomplish that fun. Leather armor, thieves tools, basic poison. We are going to give these basic poisons to Astarion. Do I have any more basic poison? Throw that scroll over to him. Scroll over to him. Scroll over to her. Who else needs what? We'll give the potion of speed over there. What is Astarion wearing? Padded armor, chain shirt, simple robes, regular short bow, dagger. You know, I think Astarion would do better with 2 daggers. And Gale, Gale's not going to have proficiency in short bow, but he will have light crossbow. What's Gale's dexterity? Oh, he has a pretty decent dexterity. He can make use of the crossbow. So... Oh, she has a rapier. You know what? Astarion's going to make use of the rapier. And we're going to go crossbow wherever it went here. Where'd the crossbow go? On Gale. So let's go to toggle equipment. Gale's gonna go with the crossbow. Astarion's going to go rapier and no dagger. Oh, you gotta use 2 light weapons, don't ya? Okay, there we go. Now Astarion will wreck face and melee. Let's find the rest of these bodies. I'm not quite sure how the loot tables work in this. Loot table. Oh, that's a light one. Loot tables in the basic edition can be really useful, but most of the time as a DM, honestly, I don't use them. They do help with some randomness, but ringmail, great club. Most of the time, if you're building an encounter, you should know what rough equipment a character would have. So if you're throwing a group of bandits at them, you know, obviously your standard bandits aren't going to have that the +2 sword, but their boss, the boss bandit, might have something that's gonna aid them, like a ring of evasion or a ring of free movement. It might have a +1 bow. Maybe it doesn't even have a magical weapon. Maybe it's actually just some magical arrows, you know? More thieves' tools. But the goal is you can run a heavy magic-laden game, but as a DM, often you'll find yourself overwhelmed and undermatched by your players. They will come up with ways to use certain items that will completely shock and amaze you, which is great, but can easily overbalance an entire encounter. It's great to have fun, but you don't want them constantly using that type of situation. Maybe save those super powerful items for mid-tier when, you know, enemies can have similar tricks. A lot of books here, but no actual books to pick up. I'm kind of disappointed. I like reading those. Nothing else in here? Let's go to the library. Library without books. That's disappointing. They could at least throw a little bit in here, you know, something. Okay, here we go. Not even that long. In life, her service has been impeccable. Daily did she devote herself to the Lady of Loss. Daily did she free herself from the tyranny of memory. All, in time, was lost to her. Her relations, her preferences, even her own name. Upon the altar of her devotion, placed the ultimate offering, her emptied mind. And when she died, when she awoke in death, and found herself standing in the pale and fated city of judgment, she waited for the Lady of Loss to retrieve her. 1,000,000 souls and more passed her in the colorless gusts, but no hand materialized in her hand, no voice whispered instruction in her ear, no guidance proffered itself from the bleached and barren sky. Time, immaterial time, passed around her like air, coming and going, and still the goddess did not come for her devotee. Kelemvor pitied her, as much as the Lord of Dead is able, but he could not intervene. The cleric of the Lady of Loss, unclaimed despite her worthiness, might yet have one more lesson to learn, that not of forgetting, but being forgotten. Huh. Okay. So the Lady of Loss, the Lady of Loss's lesson is that, kids. I lost my track of thought. Lady of Loss is saying, don't forget because you will be forgotten.
Watch how you go. Trap. What's that?
I guess don't let yourself be forgotten. Do great deeds and people will remember you. You'll have a legacy to leave behind. have to read that again to completely understand. And that's what multiple playthroughs are for. Again, I have 3 boys, so if you hear loud crashing, chances are they're up to no good. It is 8:35 and they should probably be in bed by now. But they also know I'm streaming, so they're upstairs watching a movie. Let's see. I believe I have been in every room up here. Yes. Okay, so continuing down. Scroll. That's a... What would that holy symbol be? God of death and knowledge. In Greyhawk, that'd be Vecna. That's a Critical Role reference. Explore the runes updated. Let's see, chapter 1. We met some bandits in the room. They were trying to break into a crypt with no success. Whatever they were after is probably still inside. Shadowheart was trying to get into the building to look for supplies. We should see if there's anything useful in here. That is a great idea. We are hurt, so we are going to save quick. On the Intrepid stream. Go look at this opulent chest. Opulent chest. Ooh, look at that. Scroll of Silence. That's money. Scroll of Protection versus evil and good. Okay. Okay, I want... Can I short rest? I can short rest. We are going to do that because I have not expended all my spells. A gilded chest. Ooh, good loot. There was a book over here. I love the books. Whew, this is quite a bit. Alright, let's do this. An excerpt from Ongoing Metatext, rebound by Isoef Elgin, a scholar excommunicated from the Church of Denier for her heretical beliefs, efforts to reconstruct the metatext. Her gods ain't a null of lost. Ooh, different kind of book there if I had said that. And hidden knowledge. Of what value a life? Far too stoic a topic to warrant any serious critical consideration between these pages, surely. Or so it would seem at first glance. But once we push aside the mysticism and dewy-eyed sentiment, so often clouding our assessment, it is clear that across all the spinning planes, each and every life does indeed have a quantifiable value. It is simply that not all are equally valuable. Consider, we already know that the destruction of our material form is not the end. If anything, our souls are more free after death, transcending planar barriers in search of a resting place that best befits our deeds, beliefs, and station in life. But even this assessment is subject to market forces. Lord Kelemvor weighing our souls against how thoroughly we have given them over to other gods, empowering them in turn. They're talking about clerics. They're praying to deities to gain their divine power. Paladins used to do the same thing, but no longer. They draw their power through the virtue of their oaths. There is, of course, an alternate route. Not the end of the path, but the chance to retread it. Clerics across the realms wield the power to return to life to any soul deemed worthy or willing enough. It is strange, then, that these so frequently intersect with those deemed wealthy enough. For the components for such a spell are beyond the means of most mortals. They're talking about diamonds there. Diamonds and diamond dust, ranging from, a couple hundred gold pieces all the way up to, like, thousands. Which adventurers often, So, like, my parties that I run or have played in, most often when we're doing party funds, we take a percentage out of the total treasure. So say we got 10,000 gold, our party fund would take 10%, 1,000 gold. The other 9,000 would be split evenly, as best as possible. Obviously, you're going to go down to silver and copper pieces as well. I have interviewed those who have made such a return, and in truth have found them to be the most dull and unimaginative sort that I cannot possibly imagine what it is they were so eager to return to. If a true assessment of the journey is to be made, then there is simply no replacement for embarking upon it oneself. Perhaps one day, this great volume of learning will make me worthy enough to walk the path and wealthy enough to return. So, whoever's writing this, let's see, Iswef Elgin, the scholar who wrote this, it believes that if you're returning, you should return for a cause, not just to cheat death and to cheat a deity out of a soul. Dinir is the god of knowledge, and in the Forgotten Realms, I believe one of the most powerful priests of Dinir was Catterley from the Cleric Quintet. And he was constantly questioning his god throughout the series. And he traveled with, what were their names? Ivan and Pikal, the dwarves, the warrior, and the dwarven druid that only knew how to say doodad, or called druids doodads. And his girlfriend and eventually wife, I believe, Danica, who was a monk. They went on some pretty outrageous adventures. It is a great series to pick up if you ever do. R.A. Salvatore was the author. That he does a ton of Forgotten Realms books. He is also the author of the Dritz novels, Sojourn, one of which, well, I shouldn't say one of which, one of his characters, Artemis Entreri, is absolutely the pinnacle of rogue / assassin in my mind. Heavy oak doors. Oh, that's cheating. It lets me go beyond it and look in the room. Alright, let's go down here. I have 2 spell slots there. 1 left on her. 2 left on him. Heavy wooden doors. Does not give me the action to disarm them. Let's see, do I need toolkits on him? Does he have toolkits? Thieves' tools. There we go. Actually, I have to have thieves' tools equipped to do it.
Scribes with swords. So much for the quill being mightier.
I wonder what was so subversive about their words that they commanded protection.
have corpses in here. Corpses often are an affront to undead, so whatever the trigger is, we will light some candles.
I didn't think anyone worshipped the scribe of the dead.
What did she call that? Is there a chat log? I missed the name. Sorry about that. It doesn't... I don't see a way to go back. A plaque.
Inscription is in a language unknown to you. The inscription is in a language unknown to you.
So it's not Denier. I was thinking that might be Denier. Would have been cool. Tomb over here. Book of Dead Gods.
Looks like someone wanted to bury their secrets.
This book is far lighter than it should be, with such a massive log.
Ooh. Wisdom check. Oh yeah. Look at that. The rolls are on par tonight.
As the lock opens, a loose page comes with it. Magic pulses from the parchment. What was once script
Cheers.
is now an obliterated scrawl. You have a sense these are names, a list, but of what?
Religion. Ooh, that's higher. Oh, it's an intelligence roll. I have a negative on that. I definitely should have. Oh, yes! Yeah! I was not expecting
These
that.
are the names of gods, once lost, but now restored after the second sundering. Entire pantheons have dwindled and been reborn, silently recorded by this book.
Scroll of Ray of Enfeeblement. Ooh, that's a lot of scrolls. Okay. I gotta do some shifting around for the inventory here. Scroll of Guiding Bolt. We'll replace a torch for that. Let's move basic poisons over to him. We're gonna move these spiked bulbs and stuff over to Shadowheart. I feel like she'll make better use of them. Excuse me. Keep the scrolls of silence on me. Put the Ray of Enfeeblement on him. Let's move all of our first level spells down to the bottom. Keep our cantrips on top. Oh, preserve life. I forgot I have that. That's my channel divinity. That's to heal the party. Good thing we haven't rested. That's another free turn for, or free heal. Once again, that's a tick. I'm sorry. I just happened to do it. Okay. Oh, scroll of burning hands. Give that over to him. So then we click her, find her. Let's organize this a little bit. Potion of speed, put it on Asterion. Move our bulbs over here for after effect. There's the invoke. Scroll of inflict. Move inflict down here. Disguise self, resistance. Blessing of the trickster. I need to remember to use that on Asterion. Yeah, Asterion doesn't have much going for him, so ooh, he's good. Oh, nope. Don't use that. Just want to move all your scrolls down here. And your first level spells here. Okay. Arcane recovery is set. Is there anything else in this room? Nope. Okay. The dungeon crawl aspect of this is really good. So 4th edition had a unique trait that I thought was pretty cool, and they had basically self-rolling dungeons if you had a group with no DM. It would give you your monsters, all that kind of stuff, and basically you were there. It really got rid of the roleplay aspect, but hey, a switch. Okay, I think we found a way out. It got rid of the roleplay aspect. That scenario was pretty good for people that didn't have the experience to, say, DM yet, but they knew the rules of combat. They were able to effectively run the game without having to use roleplay scenarios like talking as an NPC or anything like that. It was literally just a dungeon crawl. Traps would be rolled.
That might be worth a look.
Button. Ah, yeah. When you touch something you shouldn't, you end up releasing everyone.
Something just woke up down here.
Ooh. These things have some hit points.
Death has come.
Oh,
The darkness
and
can be to our advantage.
they're throwing stuff. Let's see. I think we are going to we're gonna scroll a mage armor real quick and get him inside the room. That'll be his go. We'll let these things run over. I'm glad I took their weapons because now I think they're just using claw attacks. Ooh, silence. That's no bueno. That's saved. Okay, finish move into the room. Let's go to that. We're going to pin down. Okay, this combat's probably going to be a little bit harder Because so far, I am missing. If we can get them all in front of the door, Gale can whip them into shape pretty good. Let's go with are undead immune to sleep? Well, I don't think they're immune to grease. So, and he'll run back in. Sometimes you have to do the tactical thing, even in real D&D. Bouncing between doors, using cover. Cover is a great way to protect your party. What was that? Acid splash. Okay. Ooh, that guy's... Okay. We are going to run back out here. We're gonna turn. Larian was hurt, but not nearly enough. Run back in. They're casting some spells that I don't like. Okay. So 2 of them are turned now. Not enough actions. If I run, I'm gonna... Or no, they're turned. I could have ran. That's a sneak attack right there. We're gonna... Oh, nope. We want to sneak attack ranged. We're gonna try and drop that in one hit. Not quite, and I believe that took its turned condition off. Okay. Run inside Astarion. Okay. Move out. Time to see if they are affected by sleep. Yeah, they're immune to that. That was... I should have known that. Oh! Oh no! I'm asleep. That's not good. Let's get Shadowheart out here. She's silenced. Oh, silenced. Let's throw this caustic bulb. That's some damage. No excess movement, but she should be primary target now. Okay. So, did that wake me up? Nope, it did not wake me up. Astarion, get back in the room so you're not targeted. What is that? That's... Oh, it's magic missile. Oh, and they rolled max damage on that one. Okay, so... Okay, Gale. Come out. Gale's gonna... throw some shade at that one. move back. Yeah, immune to sleeping. That's why you go with half-elves. Half-elves, honestly, one of the best races in 5th edition. The 2 extra skills and immunity to sleep and advantage on charm, plus 2 charisma and +2 or +1 to 2 other stats of your choice. You can't, honestly, you can't beat it. Especially if you go skill monkey route with a bard. Bards, you know, they already get 3 skills. The highest skill ranking is a rogue with 4. But if you go College of Lore, you get an additional 2 or 3 skills there. So you're already up to 8 then, plus 2 from your background if you choose the right background. Effectively, you become amazing as a bard. You dip maybe a level of paladin in there for smite. Throw some, you know, smites out with your charisma bonus to hit and everything, and you can't go wrong with it. Alright, what am I gonna do here? Still turned. I've already used the turn undead. Oh, I can get all 3 of them with Bane. I got 2 of them with Bane. That's still decent, but that one can really mess me up here. She's gonna drink a potion because she has to. And that's her turn. Let's see. Alright, Intrepidus, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? We're gonna throw a Silence Aura over there. Let them deal with that. And then you're still good on hit points, so we're gonna leave that. We'll run to here. Bonus action hide. We're gonna sneak attack ranged and get this guy. And run back as far as we can. Okay. Oh, turns off. Oh, that's not good. What do you got left? Not much. You're gonna tank it to the face. Who's up now? Me. So let's do... The Bane's gone. Let's do a Cure Wounds on Shadowheart. Yeah, that's 9 points of health. That's pretty good. I don't want to go into that caustic stuff. But I could go to here. Oh, it's an invalid target. Okay, well, that's his turn. I do have an ally in melee, so we are going to... Ooh, I could probably drop that one with hiding. Hiding successful. Drop that one. That's how we do tactics. Yeah. Okay, so that's his go. It's then Gale. Gale will come out. Gale is gonna firebolt. Ooh, that's not a very good chance, but ooh, critical miss. At least there's no fumbles. Back in previous editions, there were fumbles. I remember running with a die 1,000 fumble chart, and there were so many things that could go wrong. So if you say rolled that one, you would back in advanced D&D, you would roll percentile on this chart. You'd roll a 1 die 10. That would determine which die 100 you would roll, and then anything could happen from the bowstring, say, snapping if you're firing a ranged weapon. And they had melee, ranged, and spells for fumbles. So say you're using a bow and you roll, you could have had the bowstring snaps and, you know, the string flies across your eyes, blinding you for 1 die 4 rounds. Save versus blindness, deafness, you know. It could have gotten very bad. Critical miss on his part. Yay. So it's her go now. Yeah, we're just gonna 10 points. Ooh, that was a... She does a die 6. Oh, it's bludgeoning vulnerable. Right, skeletons. Duh. Why didn't I think of that? Great Club would have been amazing here. See, even as a veteran DM, there are still things that, you know, I know, but as playing the game, I'm probably not even thinking about it because, you know, I'm thinking about the game outside the game. For, because, you know, I like to plan my games, and I like to see how all this stuff is ran. And then I think about how I could improve an encounter, but I'm not thinking about how my characters here are fighting them. So that was a decent hit on that part. I have a battle axe. That'll put me in the caustic, though. Let's see. I don't want to go to the caustic stuff. Why can't you just move? Okay. We're just going to Sacred Flame it. It has a 65% chance of losing it. And of course it passes. But Asterian's here. He can sneak attack with a ranged attack. Enough to drop it to 4 hit points. And then it is Gale's turn. Gale is going to try and firebolt it. Ooh! Well, dropped it to 1, but it's its go. And it misses. Whew! Shadowheart. Should I go for the 40% chance or the 65? We're going for the 65. And that was a good call. Even 1 point would have dropped it, so... Alright. It looks like... Shadowheart has something to say. Let's talk.
Rising from the dead just to protect some dusty baubles. Fools.
Couldn't agree more. Besides, what use do the dead have of possessions? They only attacked us after we desecrated the tomb. We should left this place untouched. Well, I'm an adventurer, and I don't honestly believe that. And I accidentally chose... I forgot to choose my god. I probably would have chosen, like, Morden or something. But I couldn't agree more. Besides, what use do the dead have
May be
of
worth
these?
a few coins all the same.
They're right. So... I don't want to walk through that shit. Okay, well, I guess I kind of got to, so... Dagger, heavy key. Oh, get out of it. I'm pretty sure I already looted all these, so they shouldn't have anything, but I guess they do. Even, I guess you can loot things twice. Jeez. Okay. Well, I think we're gonna camp and get health back because I'm pretty beat up. I don't know if the room's gonna have a trap in it. Okay. Must be minor illusion. Because he doesn't have duplicity.
Be with you in a moment.
Some kind of illusion.
Indulging in a spot of vanity. Handsome devil, aren't I? Be that as it may. Ceramorphosis. What does it make you think of?
Ceramorphosis is the action where the tadpole is slowly turning you into the mind flayer. Let's see. Until quite recently, nothing at all. First and foremost, that damn tadpole. That is actually what I would be thinking. If you're about to start a lecture, I'm not interested. That's not true because I love stories. So tell me.
Spot on. Day 1, fever and memory loss. Day 2, hallucinations and graying skin. Day 3, hair loss and blood leaking from all orifices.
Yep.
Need to go on?
Yes.
Day 4, excruciating pain as the skeleton and organs reform and reposition. Day 5, the host personality has disappeared. Fingers and toes and limbs elongate. I take it you get the picture?
I do, but we might as well finish the picture. Yes, because knowing this kind of information, once again, helps you run a D&D game or any roleplay game, really, because if, say tomorrow I run a Star Wars game, guess what? I'm homebrewing a Mind Flayer species into the Star Wars canon, and they are force using squid people, and this is how they reproduce. So that is great to know. If you're going to homebrew stuff, you might as well get your ideas from somewhere, right?
Day 6, the flesh around the mouth splits to make way for tentacles. Day 7, a Mind Flayer is born.
See? I actually didn't know that it took a full week. I thought it was based on Constitution saving throws to stave off the tadpole from eating your innards. There is actually another creature that there was a campaign that dealt with the spawn of Kaisis. It was called the Age of Worms. It was a 3.5 module from Dungeons and Dragons magazines. They used to be 2 separate magazines. Dungeons would have, obviously, the short adventures, and they would generally come out with an adventure for every tier 1 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, and 15 to 20. And they'd be short things. Well, one thing that they did generally through like 15 books is they would put out an entire campaign. Now, eventually these books, the Dungeons and Dragons magazines, were eventually dropped by Wizards of the Coast, and they later became Paizo Publishing, which became Pathfinder. So that's where a lot of these adventures come from. It's actually quite interesting in my mind, but let's continue with this. This is an annotated version, of course. Yes, you gave me the short run of it. And also, another descriptor of day 6, where he said your mouth splits and tentacles comes out, your jaw dishinges and breaks. It becomes brittle. Most of your bones actually become brittle. They don't toughen. Mind Flayers actually have very flexible bodies. Back in 3.5 for the Savage species, I believe they got a bonus on Escape Artist because of it. So, which now would be Acrobatics. This version was more vivid more than vivid enough for my tastes. We should be having fever by now, grain skin even. Just wrap it up, will you? Number 2, because I am interested.
Spot on again. Our orifices remain blissfully unblooded, our heads
True.
remain clear, and our blood temperature normal. Any expert will agree this is abnormal.
Can you explain why the symptoms aren't showing and what makes you the expert? Long live the abnormal. Can you? Number 2.
That, alas, is where my knowledge fails me. A rogue might call it luck, a priest might call it fate. As for myself, I'm a pragmatic. I see the silence before the storm. Something to sleep on. We should get some rest.
Yes. Does anyone else in the camp need to talk? Let's go to Shadowheart.
I couldn't help but overhear. Well, alright, I could have helped, but didn't.
Snooper's
Anyway,
gonna snoop.
I feel the same. Other than the occasional mental exchange, it's almost as if we're not infected. The voice on the ship told me I'd become a beautiful weapon. What do you think it meant?
The voice on the ship told me I'd become a beautiful weapon. What do you think it meant? Anything is possible, but we still need to find a healer. Sounds like it had plans for us. Who knows? Could have been a hallucination. I'm just glad that we're still alive. Maybe it's a compliment. Sounds like it had
Whatever
plans
they were,
for
those
us.
plans were interrupted by the dragons.
So
Either
this
way, we
playthrough
can't
that
take
I'm
the
going to
lack of
do
symptoms
is
for
actually
granted.
going to be pretty straightforward.
We have to find a healer. Well, I've said
I
my
didn't,
piece.
you know,
Get some rest.
I kind of had issues with the glitchiness when I first started. The game kept crashing on me, all that kind of stuff. So I didn't get to do a full playthrough to the end of early access. I played maybe a couple sessions, and this is about right where I got before I started having a ton of issues. Was this tomb, and so a lot of this is actually going to be new to me, and it might not be new to you. It might be new to you. That's great. If you have questions about it, post in the chat, and I'll try and answer as best as I can. If you have questions about D&D, throw them in the chat also. Excuse me. I don't mind answering questions about D&D because I am the Intrepid DM. And as we all know, that Intrepid means to be fearless and adventurous. I always say life without imagination is an unhappy life, is a sad life. So let's go over to Asterion and see what he has to say.
I saw you getting a lecture from our magical friend. I have to say, I thought you'd look worse, but no. Not a tentacle to be seen.
Now, Asterion kind of confuses me because he's supposed to be like some kind of vampire spawn, and vampire in D&D and lore are not supposed to be able to walk in the sun. So I'm wondering how later on they're going to explain that. That to me is an interesting story, you know? Background stories of characters make great NPCs in the future. I have to say, I thought you'd look worse, but no, not a tentacle to be seen. That's what everyone's saying. It's so strange. I'm hoping it'll stay that way. Not yet. I could say the same to you. We're going to go with one.
It's unexpected, but we shan't complain. I'm not taking anything for granted, of course. First sign of change, and I'll have to stop that pretty little heart of yours. I am open to suggestions. Knives, poison, strangulation, whatever you'd prefer.
Sounds like he might have a kink or BDSM fetish. I'd prefer not to die. A knife, that seems quick. Poison, that sounds painless. Try it and I'll spill your guts. Not sure how you would like to go. Or, not sure. How would you like to go?
I don't think poison's for me. Nor stabbing, come to think of it. I always felt decapitation was a fine choice. One good swing and then nothing. But we were talking about you. What'll it be?
You know, decapitation, not the easiest thing to do. And on a battlefield, honestly, you're banging weapons across each other. Unless you're maintaining that axe, could take 2-3 hits after it's dulled a bit. And to me, that seems a lot more painful. If I had to choose, I'd want the knife. Make it quick. Yeah, because I'm a dwarf, poison's not going to work on me. I mean, dwarves, all they do is constantly drink, right? Yeah. I'm not an alcoholic, I promise. Though denial is one of the signs, and I do have a delicious bottle of wine here too. So, but as we all know, if you're drinking, also keep the water up. Hydrate yourself. Let's go with, if I had to choose, I'd want the knife. Make it quick.
Classic. One good thrust to the heart and you're gone. We need a good blade, of course. Don't want to waste time hacking and prodding with a dinner knife.
Or a spoon.
Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is all a worst-case scenario.
I do like how he has the reddish tinge to his eyes. And his fangs are showing, so it's obvious that he's some kind of predator. He even has the noble sound to his voice, which makes him all the more Strahd-like. So Ravenloft has Strahd, and he is an elegant, and he's very articulate and noble in presence. And Astarion seems to have a lot of the same qualities, though something in me tells me that he is a coward. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is all the worst case scenario, obviously. Obviously, but that won't happen. It can't. And you? How should I kill you? Well, he already said decapitation, so... Or I could just leave. Let's carry this on a little bit further.
If the last day has taught me anything, it's that the impossible is more likely than you think. Now, let's get some rest. The sooner we start tomorrow, the better our chances of keeping this hypothetical.
Sounds good. What else is... I don't think I've unlocked much from the camp yet. There is a chest that I can... how's my weight doing? So they do have carrying encumbrance in here. If it gets to be a problem, we'll shift some stuff to the other party members. Most of this is sell fodder. I am a pack rat when I play because gold is gold, and a lot of times you'll learn 5th edition D&D items are at low levels are extremely expensive. For one, you know, with obviously a normal rare item coming in at about 5,000 gold, an uncommon being 500, and some of the uncommon items are certainly some of the best. Astarion lurking around, probably looking for a rat or small rabbit to feed on so that he doesn't try and bite into the group. Alright, back into the crypt. That still hasn't gone away. That sucks.
A lot of effort to hide one sarcophagus.
Ooh. Very rare amulet. The Amulet of Lost Voices. Speak with the dead. And 23 gold. Again, none of these vases have anything. You would think they'd throw maybe like a couple gold pieces in there or some odd end trinket. You know, if a player tells me they're going to loot the entire room and check every vase, you know, I might throw something strange in there. I'm not going to fill every vase, of course, but I will, I might push something in there. Maybe they find a locket with a message, or maybe a tuft of hair with a small gold band, and the gold band's only worth like 2 gold, but, or a silver band. Lich, run.
So he has spoken, and so thou standest before me, right as always. What a curious way to awaken. Now I have a question for thee. What is the worth of a single mortal's life?
So he has spoken. Quite the question. What's the reason for it? So he has spoken. What he are you talking about? A little spooked by crawling out of the tomb a bit. What are you? A peaceful undead? Interesting. Why aren't you attacking me? Quite the question. What's the reason for it?
Nothing more. Wilt thou answer my question?
Well, curiosity killed the cat. Yeah.
So, I ask again. What is the worth of a single mortal life?
No one life is worth more than any other. We are all equal. Now, politics aside, one of the greatest statements ever made. Treat people how you want to be treated. Honestly. That depends on the person's deeds. Life's only value is as currency. Doesn't matter to me otherwise. Each life is of infinite value and merits sacrificing everything for. The only life that matters is mine. Depends on the mortal. We're going to go with number 1 because I'm playing a good aligned character, I believe. At least chaotic good.
That is so. Very well. I am satisfied.
Give me an ad.
We have met, and I know thy face. We will see each other again at the proper time and place. Farewell.
Ooh.
How long has it been?
Ring and gold. So is that all that was in here? We went this way. I believe there was another room over here. Yeah, there's a set of doors over here. Okay. Talkative skeleton. That's what they're calling him? That's not a skeleton, that's a lich. Has flesh. It's decaying. It's intelligent. Skeletons are not intelligent unless they are like skeletal champions. Even then, they have limited intelligence. 5th edition actually gave most creatures intelligence, though it might be low. Alright. You're up. Go, Astarion, go. Gas pits. So we're gonna have Astarion. Don't know why he broke that. Go back to sneaking around. Okay, so the room is probably gonna have a lot of these. Did I see a button? Oh, there is a button. Zoom in here. Okay. So these gargoyle heads, I've played enough Dungeons and Dragons to know that if there's gas traps, the room's gonna fill up. I'm guessing those are some kind of fire bolt traps, or they are crossbows. My guess is if they are crossbows,
Someone's left a trap out for us.
brazier. What? If they're crossbows, there's nothing that's going to happen. But if it's a gas trap, I'm guessing the door behind us will close. And there will not be a way out. I doubt that it's as simple as that button. I doubt it's as simple as that button is gonna turn the traps off. So let's okay. I don't think he's strong enough, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna run out here. I think my character's gonna grab these chests if I can. Maybe I can get some crates. Pick up add to wares. Pick up add to wares. Pick up add to wares. What's my weight sitting at? Okay. I'm going to start walking slow now. So we're going to open up this inventory. We're going to drop this chest. We are going to throw this item right there. I don't know if that's going to block the vent or not because it has legs. As a DM, I would applaud the use of it, but I don't know if I'd actually allow it to block it. But this is a game, so I bet it will. Let's drop both these chests. And we're going to throw item right there. And this one, we're going to throw this item right there. Okay, I doubt I can throw this crate. Nothing went off when I was sneaking around in here, so I'm pretty sure I can, you know, bring these with. Ooh. But if that's a firebolt and this is an explosive trap, I bet those crates will just crumble. Let's go find some more heavy duty chests. I am personally a big fan of traps. I love traps. I love how you have to think about it to I love the traps that make you think
the ages calls.
and make it so that, you know, you can't just disable the trap. You have to tell me how exactly you want to disable it, you know, what you think will work, and then I will let you roll. But if you just tell me, I disable it, as a DM, I'm partial to not let that happen or impose disadvantage. Because if you're just like blindly doing it and you're not actively, you know, telling me what you're looking at on the trap, well, to me that's a loss, man. Especially if it's a nice trap that you have planned up. So say this chest, for example, the rogue comes up to it and starts to search it over, and he's like, I want to inspect it. And I say, okay, roll me an investigation check. And say he rolls decently high enough. Say he rolls a 16. And I'm like, okay, well, you inspect the chest, and through the inspection of the chest, I will do tiers for what they see. So say he had rolled a 10, he might get, you know, it looks to be a standard lock, and it might be hinged and oaken plating. So then if he had gotten 15 or higher, you know, I'd be like, okay, as you inspect the chest, looking inside, this lock looks to be a skeletal key locked, but you notice inside there's a piece of metal that is out of place on a lock like this. And, you know, that would be a clue to it being trapped. I'm not going to tell him it's not trapped. I'm not going to tell him it's just trapped. I'm going to tell him you see a piece of metal inside that looks like it could likely be a trap. The chest is locked. If he rolls a 20 or higher, you know, obviously that is a amazing success. I will tell him, you know, the hinges on the back look to be coiled spring inside the hinge, as well as you see a trigger inside the lock. That would confirm to him that it is indeed trapped. The springs on the back would be a hint that maybe there is some kind of launcher inside. Maybe there's it'll shoot crossbows or spines of some kind out. You know, and then if the rogue takes the time and tells me that, well, I would like to try and disable the springs on the back when I open it so that the tension doesn't release, and possibly shoot something out at me, or he tells me he wants to disable the lock first, and as he opens the chest, he would like to put a tower shield in front of it. The fighter's tower shield. So then when he disables the lock, you know, because he's not quite sure he can disable the chest, when he disables the lock, he opens the chest and those spines shoot out and hit the shield instead of the party. Or, you know, when he said that drop item, when he said that, you know, I'd like to cut the springs, I would let him roll a thieves tools check to disable the springs, thus providing slack on whatever the device is inside. If it's a coiled crossbow, like 2-hand crossbows ready to fire, I would, you know, say that once he disables those springs, the tension is released from the strings inside by the crossbows, and they no longer function when he opens the chest. You know, but there's multiple rolls, and you award experience for that as is. You know, oh, well, to me, that was a CR half trap, so you're going to get experience for that trap. You know, and then, oh, I'm going to throw in another half CR experience because you showed ingenuity for that. You know, and if they role played it out and told the party to get out of the room, you know, just in case, or they put themselves in line to protect the party from it and let them know something bad could happen, you know, that's worthy of granting inspiration. Not a lot of DMs I've heard about actually give inspiration away, and honestly, I should be better about that on Shattered Bonds. I haven't been doing it lately. I just get so caught up in the hype of the group because they're amazing players that, you know, I tend to forget it at times. So, okay, he's no longer stealthing. We're going to go back up, try and find another chest, because I don't want to go through that caustic stuff. Definitely don't want that barrel. One of these rooms had a chest in it. That's a crate. That's a rustic chest. That's got a lot. We'll pick that up and add it to wares. That mirror. There's nothing with the mirror. It lets you grab it, but nothing happens. So if anyone's been watching my other streams, which we will be starting Shattered Bonds on this probably every other Tuesday for everyone to watch. I am currently setting up the Twitch for that. I have to get better camera angles for the group. But the group on that is I run an Eberron game. This Eberron game is took place in the Eldeen Reaches. It started out probably about a year ago. The party is now level 7. We do milestone experience, and they have done very well for themselves as they have traveled from the Eldeen Reaches. They've already proven themselves to be a hero of the realms, and did that finished it off, right? Okay. Group, come back here. So when the campaign started, the group was a hobgoblin war wizard, a human artificer, a half-elven bard, and a shifter barbarian, which used a class called the Path of the Weretouch Master from the original 3.5 Eberron that I had converted over. So the group had come to the protection of a once dear friend, or mentor in their case, who went by the name of Varos Irontusk. He was a artificer. He had made some kind of discovery and asked that the party come to meet him in... oh, I'm drawing a blank on my town names now. That's not good, and I don't want to get my notes out. Delethorn.
How disappointing.
So the party came to meet him, and when they got there... Ooh, uncommon magic weapon. Two-handed melee. 1d8 piercing... Time has dampened this spear's sheen, but the center glows a faint blue. The magic it excludes feels old, terrible, and divine. The spear was given to its previous owner for his unerring loyalty, even after death. Dippable, two-handed, 1 point... Oh, sorry. Let's examine. Okay. Pick that key up real quick. Examine. Well, let me slide. There we go. Rush. Charge forward, attack all enemies and objects in the way, dealing 1d4 plus 3 piercing. Ooh. Wow, that's actually really good. Does it have... What's its magical effect? Is that it? It's just a magical spear? Okay, Death's Promise. When the spear misses its target, the wielder's next attack against the target is made with advantage. That's actually pretty good. So I took that, but nothing happened. Still nothing happened. Okay, I guess the... The gargoyles must have been a red herring. Hey, I'm back outside. Where does that leave me? The ruins were up here, roadside cliff. Okay. I'm guessing that exit down there comes over here. But yeah, so they went to meet Veyros, and upon entering his establishment, he was the town's blacksmith. He was also a professor, an excommunicated professor of the Morgrave University, who specialized in Delkir gatekeeper lore, which dealt with the Delkir, and also hobgoblin history. I'm trying to think of what the name of that is now. Drawing a blank, but that's okay. So the party went to find him and meet with him to find out what this discovery was. When they had entered his establishment, they found it in shambles. They had looked around and they found his warforged cohort ally, Tongs, unconscious. Okay, that did lead outside. So they had awakened her up, as it turned out that the Warforged companion was a woman, or the Warforged identified as female. And yeah, that went all the way around. Okay, well, that was kind of a waste of time to do that. But exploring, yay. So they had used their abilities to search around, and they had found that torn net trap.
Broken. Must have been here a while.
Okay, we're gonna save. Overwrite save. Yes. So they found the place in disarray. They entered, they searched around, couldn't find any trace of their ally till they had gotten to the kitchen, where they had found some fingers had been cut off and they looked half orcish in nature. The party had searched further and found that there was a scuffle had happened.
Another broken trap. I mean, who made these things?
There had been another scuffle in the forge area, and when they had entered, they ended up fighting some mephits that had hidden in the fire and the water. Funny story is, the mephits, even though they were low CR, they messed up the party pretty bad, because a lot of them failed their Constitution saving throws to not be blinded, or dexterity saving throws. It was one of them. But so they threw shade at the group. The group failed their saves. They were, for the most part, blinded. And the barbarian who was raging could not hit to save his life.
Right. Yellow as a toad, twice as ugly.
Hey, it's her. It's Lizelle.
Leave it for the goblins to kill.
And if it escapes, how will you... Oh, a guest.
Your skull pounds in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips don't move, yet you hear her voice.
You again. Get rid of them.
Your words flow to her, though you never speak them aloud.
I know what grows inside you, and I know of a cure.
We can't trust her. Think of what her kin did. Best if we just kill her right now.
See how well he does. Hey! Success!
He's right. Let's go. We need to check out that blast.
As a healing cleric, I really don't like just needlessly killing people.
You didn't hear it. Shook our camp good, so we came for a look.
What? What? Use an inspiration point to do a failed roll. Keep in mind, inspiration points are. Nope. I'm gonna go with it.
Find refuge elsewhere. We've enough mouths to feed. Nymessa, come.
Okay.
Enough gawking. Get me
So
down.
after a while, the characters found a. Oh, that seems Asterion-like.
Never.
So after the characters had fought the.
Observe and listen. Hear goblins
Sorry,
before you
had
see.
fought the Mephits.
Enough.
They
Get me
had
down.
searched further, and they had found clues that someone or something had been drug out of the.
The tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all your senses.
Had been drug out of the
Suspicious.
establishment.
But the longer we wait, the more it consumes. My people possess the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me.
Lies. Just get rid of her.
So, I know I'm going to ask on here, but a creche is actually kind of like a school on the prime material for Gith, that way they can age and learn, because on the astral plane you don't age. Time doesn't pass long there, and that's why Gith often wear this very ostentatious armor. You know, they like gems and gold and everything else because it denotes beauty, and beauty is everlasting.
It is many things. A hatchery, a training grounds, a shelter. Githyanki protocol is clear. When infected with a Gaith tadpole, we must report to a caretaker for purification.
Gaith is another term for illithid or mind flayer. A simple thank you wouldn't go amiss. Alright, we'll journey together. Let's find this creche. We should go our separate ways, I think.
You may as well suggest a wyvern bow to worms. The cure I offer will suffice as thanks.
Yeah, again, not a very people person. Gith. They extraplanar high elves. High elves tend to have that snobbish look down their nose at you kind of attitude also. Or at least according to D&D lore, nowadays we have gone away from races and more about heritage, which is great. Honestly, the heritage allows so much more customization, and that's honestly when 5th edition came out. 5th edition lacked a lot of customization. It was very straightforward, play a couple games. Anything you wanted customized, you really had to make it yourself, which wasn't a problem if you're experienced, but for a new player, balancing homebrews was very difficult. Very, very difficult for people who have no experience. And you know, that's kind of why I started doing this. I started streaming as the IntrepidDM. Is I want to spread knowledge and to help those that need it and wish to find that help. So like I said, I will soon be posting informational videos on YouTube as well. Link is on the screen as well as my Twitter. If you have questions, shoot me a question on Twitter. All right, we'll journey together. Let's find this crash.
Dismiss your weakest warrior.
You can wait at my
Very
camp.
well.
2 clerics,
Heed
that's
my
pretty
words.
solid.
The
And
Horned Ones
I have a
mentioned
rogue
again.
for sneak attack and a
One
wizard
word,
for
this
area of
sorrow,
effect.
a
So
seeing Githyanki, a
honestly, I'd
cautious
take 2
Ymir.
clerics in a
I
party
must
over
interrogate this sorrow. Our very
over
lives
a
depend on
warrior
it.
any day.
I will be at your camp. Do not keep me waiting.
Okay. I've got all my spells back, but we're still pretty hurt. I'm actually going to use my Preserve Life. Yeah, that'll top us off in case we run into something. So back to the story about Veyros and them. The group had done investigations. Now, this group that at this point, unfortunately, this was before the pandemic, so this was all my hometown group that I was running for, that I've played with for years. You know, and now our schedules are just too different, so I've had to move to online, and online on Roll20 has been a boon, especially during the pandemic. I would suggest people go check out Roll20 if you need games. Fantasy Grounds is another alternative. You can even do it by Discord. There's even play-by-post. There are so many ways to play D&D now that were not available back when I was a kid. Like I said, I've been playing for 25 years. And back when I started, you know, it wasn't as bad as like the 80s and 70s when it first got started, where it was a taboo or considered devil worship, you know, the worst of the worst. The Red Scarf crew would come after you, or Red Hats, whatever they called them. But back when I was, you know, in school, I won't say how long ago that was, you know, 90s and 2000s, but it was still kind of, you're a nerd if you're playing, and being a nerd is fine. I was completely fine being a nerd. I found my own niche with my friends, and I had plenty of them, so it never really bothered me, especially being a drama kid. You know,
We should
being
check
a
it out,
drama kid
but
was
be careful.
all about improv. So to me, having the skills to play D&D and improv went hand in hand with being that drama kid. It really helped my acting ability. It helped me talk, and it built social skills up. I know I got a little bit off topic there. I'm sorry. So Veyros and the group continued to search for Veyros. They searched around and they had found some cloth that matched the coloring of a sect of Emerald Claw, which is a Carnathian terrorist organization. Basically, they had cells all over the world of Eberron. Often dealt with undead. Well, the barbarian of the group had experience fighting Karnath's soldiers during the last war, which he was a mercenary during, and another rune. Okay. So, he had experiences with them before, so he knew that he'd seen the color of the cloaks before. He kind of put 2 and 2 together. He made a history roll, and he had surmised that maybe the group had been taken by some of these Emerald Claw. At about this time, there was an encounter with the the warden of the town. Being the Eldeen Reaches, it is a very druid and ranger-oriented area. The druids and rangers of the Eldeen Reaches during the last war actually taught farmers how to defend themselves and became a free country because they had... ooh, but is that a warg or a barghest? I would hope that it's a warg, because barghest at this point would be too much. Oh no.
Shit! Form of mine!
Well, combat. Okay, what do we got here? Goblins. And try and save these guys.
Scout! Get to the high ground! Raiders! Charge the bastards!
So the group had had an encounter with this, basically the town guard at this point, the militia. As the town militia was basically farmers who had the Spring Vale Festival. Every year, that's how they drafted who would be in the militia, and they would set up, you know, it's a very community-oriented town. People would help each other, farm others' lands. Well, oh, that dude's dead. Would help each other farm the land so that no one that was on militia duty would lose their livelihood. We're gonna stealth. We're gonna go to here. We're gonna sneak attack. Bugbear. Not a lot of damage. Okay. So this militia, that's what the town was doing while they came in. They were setting up for the Springvale Festival. So, unfortunately, the party went into the hut, investigated right away, and the town guard was supposed to arrive within so many rounds to the disturbance that, you know, the door was open and another neighbor had tried to see if the Varus was there and got no reply and thought it was weird, so he went and got the town guard, town militia. Well, the group had a roleplay encounter with the militia, had basically had to talk themselves out of trouble. Who was it? The hobgoblin wizard actually was a noble, so was skilled in persuasion, had managed to talk their way out of trouble, and we're gonna go with they had talked their way out, made a deal with the guard captain that they would investigate this disappearance for him, and had gone looking, and they found tracks that led deeper into the ironwood. So they had all right, yeah, we're gonna Ray of Enfeeblement. do. Yeah, enfeebled. They had gone back, searched around. They found tracks leading to the Towering Wood. They made their travel into the Towering Wood after trying to haggle for horses to make the trip faster. They had botched their persuasion check and ended up stealing mage-bred horses from a House Orion official, which would eventually come back to haunt the group. I feel like I should. They're too far. Okay, we're gonna throw the bless up. Okay. So the party stole these horses and then made their way into the Towering Wood to look for any trace of Veyros. They had come to a old set of decrepit runes. There was markings that they were Decani, which is the Hobgoblin and Goblinoid Empire. That is the other area of study that Veyros had. Okay, we're going weapons. We're going to move to here. We are going to sneak attack melee and miss, and offhand for 1 point. Awesome. He's gonna get smashed, but that isn't. Oh, he's no longer enfeebled. Crap. Her. I feel like we should bane them. Yeah. Of course. One of them passes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to save these guys. We're going to go to here. Up to 33 hit points. 20. Oh, I'm only going to get one of them with that. We'll hit him with this. Yeah, that's how we do. Knock him down. So the party had found these decrepit runes. They had snuck up on it, seen at least a dozen skeletons and 3 cloaked figures. It was only due to the bard's high perception that they had noticed that the I'm sorry, there was 2 bards, 2 one half drow, which is Axorus. He is another one that will be a IntrepidDM on the YouTube page. But his character Voxus had snuck up, had seen that these cloaked figures, the dozen of them, were actually skeletons in what looked like the remaining garb of the undead, of the former Karnathi soldiers. They snuck up, they engaged into combat. This is where I ran the minion rule on all of the skeletons, so they only had a hit point each. Excuse me. The characters didn't know that. So, and they fought fairly tactically because of it, using cover from the runes, using running, peppering them with, you know, run, shoot, run, drive-by tactics. Okay, it is my go. We're gonna try and knock the bugbear down. Nope. So after they had fought for a while, they had succeeded in taking not a ton of damage, but they were fairly tired after the effect. Yeah. So afterwards, they still had some spells left. They decided to press on into the camp to search the camp. Upon which they found a cart full of dead bodies. And these bodies all seemed to have patches of skin that had been flayed off of them. All of them were in varying degrees of decay. And through Arcana, they had found out that each one of them was a dragon-marked heir. A dragon mark is a magical mark that is bloodbound. It appears at some point during the aging process of a race, and it grants magical abilities. It is considered a sub-race in 5th edition. It gets rid of some abilities, gives them new abilities. And these bodies had the marks cut off of them, which was a little odd. After searching the camp further, they had come to the realization that they had found a secret door that led into some ruins where they had traveled down. Okay. Jeez Louise. I cannot hit. We're going to go to here. We are going to throw some aid this way. Goblin tracker out of range. Look at that. Down in one shot. And wow, my screen's going crazy. On fire. So that's it. After searching, they had found the entrance to these ruins. They had gone down into the ruins, where they discovered that the Dakani runes were pretty old. They dated back to the time of the gatekeepers, and it just so happened that a lot of the ironwood is undiscovered because not a lot of adventuring actually happens in the ironwood. So it makes it a perfect setting for a D&D game. And let's hit him. And a miss. My characters are not doing very well in this scenario here. Oh, someone got hit. Who got hit? Shadowheart took 9 damage. Ouch. Asterion, let's get some sneak attack on this dude. Critical miss. Wow. Let's do offhand for 2 points. Okay. Let's move to here. That's your go. Shadowheart. A little more damage on it. Ooh, he's pretty badly hurt now. Nope, 19 to 28. Okay, we're gonna... Oh, he'll take an AO if he does that. Let's... Can't make a ranged attack. We'll switch to a melee. Go Gale with the critical hit. Not a lot of damage, but still. Let's see. So that was him. That goblin will run down. Oh, must have killed that girl. Nope, she's just hiding at the base. Okay, there we go. Now I can run down here. 19. Okay. He killed the boss. They went down further into the ruins, found out these rooms were pretty decrepit. A few corridors in, they found bodies that had been piled up. These bodies spared no markings, but it looked like they had been being prepped for Animate Dead. Since Animate Dead is a ritual, it doesn't matter how long you have, as you can cast it as many times as you want as long as you have the material components. So the boss of the dungeon, being a necromancer for the Emerald Claw, raising undead minions, gave him plenty of time to build up this miniature army that to whatever nefarious schemes he had had. The party went through, fought a couple cultists, found some, minor treasure from the Age of Dakani, worth a few hundred gold. And the party made their way through, fought a few more cultists, eventually got to the room with the necromancer, and had found that the necromancer had kind of set up a miniature lab here. On the table was Veyros, who had been tortured thoroughly to get information on whatever Veyros had discovered. So the party engages in a fight with this necromancer, which ends up being pretty lethal to the party. I believe I dropped a couple people to 0 a few times. Healing Word is an amazing spell, which is why I actually homebrewed I call it exhausting death saves. So anytime you hit 0, right, the first time is free. If you get back up via healing before the death saving throws or any death saving throws are made, you get up, you're fine. If you go down again and you start making saving throws and you get healed back up, you take 1 level of exhaustion on the next one. And that persists until you get a long rest. If you go down a 3rd time and you get healed back up, obviously you get another exhaustion level. This continues effectively until you die from exhaustion, because your body cannot handle the system shock of coming back. This also makes people, tactically use their healing words and healing spells to bring people back from the brink of death. Too high. It's not her turn. We'll run out here. We'll cast Firebolt. And she's down.
That was the last of them. Inside! All of you! More may follow! Open the gate!
And I believe that was a level up, too. So, the party had... Stop that. End. Okay. We'll loot out here a little bit. I did level, so we'll level before we end the stream tonight, and I'll finish out this story. Okay. So, the party fought this necromancer. They had saved Veyros after finding out that he was still alive, though very badly wounded. At this point, he had been blinded and maimed as rotten chicken eggs. As his tongue had been cut out, his eyes had been gouged out. His hands had been cut off. They had done everything to get the information out of him, and then the necromancer was going to dispose of the body. But he did not break, so they did not get the information, as the party later discovers. And Booyag. Ritual staff. I didn't want to go turn mode.
I feel like we're being watched.
No, how do I get out of turn base? There it is. So after defeating the necromancer, they found some treasure on him. Found out that he was skinning. Oh, during the encounter, they found out that he had stitched those dragon marks to himself and had somehow altered it so he could use their power, though they had not known the means yet. Through the treasure, they had found jars with some kind of liquid that had preserved the flesh with the dragon marks and had also kept the magical means within them. They found out that, yes, he was a lieutenant to the sect of Emerald Flame cultists that were there. Or Emerald Flame. This was the Emerald Fist, was the specific name of this sect of cultists. And the group had saved Varus at this point, gained that little bit of knowledge, made their way back to Delethorn. Druid's Grove. Let's save quick.
There are children here, you fool!
Uh-oh. Still a little glitchy. Remember, it's early access, so...
You led them straight to us, and you let them take the druid too? Unbelievable!
When there's one goblin, there's 10. I'm leaving before the horde shows up. One fight just ended, and you're picking another one? Relax. Druid, those goblins didn't take any prisoners. You can cough up payment for my time anytime now.
Tell that to the dead at the gate.
Shut it, Horns! I'd be lying dead next to the goblins if you'd stalled any longer.
My duty is to
Ooh,
this
that's pretty
camp.
cool.
Oh, God
His
forbid you risk
his
precious tail.
eyes,
But I shouldn't be
the iris
surprised.
of his eyes
Folk
looks like
gods
they're actually
ain't known
moving
for courage.
flames.
You see the tiefling's jaw clench. He's about to erupt.
I don't have a good persuasion, I don't think. Hey, look at that. Success. Diffuse
You're
the
right.
situation.
There's too much at stake.
Worried about your precious hides, the both of you.
Enough! Squabbling is pointless. The goblins have found us.
At least we agree on that.
Okay.
Time to pack. We need to leave.
So, yeah, the group had made it back to Delethorn, and we'll pick up the discussion on that, I believe, next time. I believe this is actually a good place for us to save and leave off, so we'll go ahead and throw another save out there so I don't have to go through that little intro there again. And it looks like I can talk to Shadowheart there. So, I want to thank everyone that showed up. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. Just getting started in streaming, this is kind of a big deal for me. I like, I can't even explain it. The words make me happy to see people here. Thank you again. And if you want more content from me, I'll be uploading my videos to YouTube. You can watch it here on Twitch. You can catch me on Twitter, or I might start up an Instagram. As of right now, I'm doing a little bit of everything. I wanted to give a couple shout outs. This wouldn't be possible without the support of the Tavern, which has a great crew of moderators. It is a free space for everyone to talk D&D. They're very open and welcoming. Go ahead and check them out. They're on Facebook if you want. I am constantly posting in there. Again, the Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition page on Facebook. Great page for insight and information. And, you know, if you like Marvel, I recently did a podcast with a couple guys, Josh and Chip from the Twist My Arm podcast. They are always out there doing their stuff, talking all comics, all Marvel. I was on for the series finale of WandaVision, which was a pleasure to be on it. And I couldn't have asked for a better time. Maybe I'll join them again at some point. That's not for certain right now. But go ahead and check out the Twist My Arm podcast. It's the MCM Marvel Cinematic Monday, as they discuss all things Marvel. If you can't tell, Spider-Man's my boy. And I always wish just 5 more minutes for gaming, but as a parent, that's really hard to do. So all I've got is one thing left to say to you, and that's be intrepid and journey on, friends. Have a good night. And once again, I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, thank you, thank you.